Hello.
Hello. Oh, that just caught me unawares then. So hello, it's Monday again, and we're here to share our Ascension forecast for this week. And it's going to be to do with magnetism. And you might already notice that we have some very interesting energies bouncing around the screens. As you can see, Alicia's got very magnetic all of a sudden, and she's buzzing in and out. So just to let you know that we are having some tech issues.
Hello.
Oh, and it's doing this again. The fun of tech issues. So yeah, so I wanted to talk to us today about magnetism, manifesting, and the energies that are kind of affecting our bodies on a magnetic level and how it's affecting how we're going to manifest. So every week we're going to be here and we're inviting you in to share the energies with us. It's not just about listening to what we're saying, it's about tuning into the energies with us so that you can feel them, because that's your way of inviting those energies into your space and into your life. And we're particularly interested in inviting you to think about your future, your great vision, what you think you're here to do as part of the New Earth legacy, so that you can start weaving these energies into your life and get more clarity on what you're here to do. So we're going to start properly in a few minutes, but we'll be live for about 30 minutes. So grab a cup of tea or a coffee or a glass of wine, whichever's taking your fancy tonight, because I think we're all suffering from brain fog. We could all do with a pick-me-up for sure. And I'm going to hand over to Alicia a moment while I sort out my screen and she'll do the introductions.
Beautiful. Thank you. So even if you don't want to watch my screen, you can close your eyes as I welcome you onto this call. That way it doesn't affect your eyes so much. But welcome, beautiful souls, to Galactic SiStars Ascension Energy Forecast. We are always excited to be here with you today. And if you're connecting for the first time, my name is Alicia with my mom, Eva. We're co-creatrixes of Krystallineascension with our galactic sister, Trudy, White Star Soul Guidance. And if you're catching the live on YouTube or here on Zoom with us, please do say hello and share your New Earth mission vision in the comments or on the chat. And a warm welcome to those who are watching the replay. You can hashtag replay, and you're welcome to also share your New Earth vision as well. And then we can circle back around and say hello to you as well. So we invite you to join us on our Ascension Energy Forecast, as we're going to be sharing the quantum 5D ingredients available so you can connect to these energies and embody them, kind of try them on for size as well. And then we're going to discuss the priority 5D soul lesson of the week, the challenge we're facing, and the strengths that we can draw on. And we're facilitating this to accelerate the ascension path for those interested in being a new leader, a new earth leader, a pioneer of new earth, or building a legacy upon new earth through collaboration. Just gonna turn off my screen.
Yeah, I'm getting all sorts of, even though I've got the electrical issues you've got, I've got like screens popping up all over the place here. It's like, I wish it would all settle down, but okay. So today we're going to be talking about, like I said, manifestation frequencies. And it's kind of, do you know, a couple of weeks ago, we started talking about manifesting, but each time we speak about it, it's like we get a deeper understanding of it and we're going into a new level of it. So part of us doing a forecast and a news update is we're giving you the next level of updates. So sometimes it feels like we're repeating ourselves, but we're not. We're just giving you the next level of information. Because our soul lesson this week has come up as learning to manifest with new upgraded energies. And these are magnetic changes in our body and in our earth grids. So we all know that manifesting is all about us embodying a frequency, embodying a vibration so completely that we become a magnet to attract it. Well, it seems like we're going into a complete new combination of how this magnetism works that's going to attract what we want more powerfully. So if you remember, a couple of weeks ago, we started talking about the iron templates, and we saw them coming into the earth grids and being anchored in, but we also saw them affecting the magnetic grids of the planet. And I think at the time, we didn't even kind of make the connection that it's possibly to do with manifesting afterwards and us becoming more magnetic too. But this week, it's showing now that that's what we need to be focusing on. So if you started sensing in when we asked you to a couple of weeks ago into the iron grids, maybe you've already started sensing some of these changes already. So if you have, then put something into the comments and let us know what you've been sensing. Because every time something changes, whether it be the energies, whether it be the templates, whether it be the codes or the timelines, it doesn't matter what changes. If you have free will. You have to consciously choose to step in, to align, to embody those frequencies for you to embrace them. So us simply telling you about these energies isn't going to help unless then you give your permission then to step in and explore them. So if you've been tuning into those iron energy forecast templates that we mentioned a couple of weeks ago, let us know what you've noticed. Have you noticed any manifestation shifts coming through because of that? And for those that are watching, either this is a replay or even just turning up live with us today, you've already kind of given permission as a visionary, as a leader, you've given yourself permission to be here with us tonight. So your soul is already tapping into those frequencies. So we know that the magnetic changes that we're feeling, we can't necessarily verbalize them completely, but they're definitely amplifying our ability to manifest. So be very careful what you wish for, think, or even say. So we know that energy produces fields around our bodies, and it interacts with other people, it interacts with our wishes, other people's wishes. And I thought it's really nice today that we have in the UK, we're seeing the aurora borealis all over the UK, much further south than we've ever seen it before. And I read this description of the aurora, and it says that it's atoms and molecules in our atmosphere colliding with particles from the sun. And I think that kind of sums up what this magnetic field is doing for us right now. You know, we're happy to all go out and stand in awe looking at the aurora borealis as some natural event. But some of these energies are invisible. We can't see them, but this is what they're doing. So every word you put out there, every thought you put out there, imagine them colliding in the atmosphere, mixing in, but this time with a magnetic field, which is kind of solar related. So how have you been seeing the magnetic fields this month or this week? But I think, when did we do the iron? Was it like before Christmas, wasn't it? So this has been kind of building up for the last 2 months. So enter into the comments, share with us how you've been seeing the magnetic fields and what's changed. And I'm just going to ask Eva and Alicia to share their views as well.
Sure. For me, it's my magnetic field comes through, I'm going to say 2 ways now. One is older. It's through the toroidal field, right, where it comes through the heart, and it just goes all the way up around and goes through the feet, and it just keeps cycling and cycling and cycling. And I allow it, and I bring that into my nervous system as well, right, to bring that energy into my nervous system. But the more newer one recently is the wavelengths, like all right.
You said the magic word.
Yeah, there's a lot of airwaves going now, but the waves through my ears, because I can feel it through my ears, like it just goes like this, and I can actually feel more vibrations going through my ears, and I'm beginning to send out what it is that I want through those airwaves, or waves, whatever you want to call them. To me, they're waves of energy, and basically that's my newest little manifestation gig going on.
Well, that's it. We're all learning to play with it, like in new ways. That's the thing. None of us have been here before. None of us have the book on how to do this. That's why we're sharing the information, so that everybody knows it's there, and then go and explore and play. How about you, Alicia?
I do have to agree with what Mom was saying there, but instead of my ears, I actually feel it through my heart. So I can feel it either going out of my heart or coming right into my heart. And you just feel like those, like almost like not a heart palpitation, because I don't really know what that would feel like, or if I felt that before, but I could definitely feel like that deeper heartbeat, or something shifting in there, something's moving. The vibrations feel a lot of bit different inside. So that's how I connect in with that magnetic field, or how I'm connecting in with the magnetic fields. But to me, they feel more supportive, more powerful. So allowing us to feel more powerful. And you would notice that that's what's coming in as it goes out more powerful, it's coming in more powerful. Hence a little bit of this tech issues or lights flickering and stuff like that, that's coming in through the physical.
Yeah, and I think ascension symptoms must be off the scale right now. I bet a lot of people are feeling this physically. And for me, it is more of an illness feeling. As the magnetic field is getting stronger, it's almost like my body's getting more sensitive. I'm getting pins and needles and goosebumps and all sorts of strange physical sensations. But I do feel like my body is that barometer for what's going on the planet. So I kind of do feel that reaction in my body very, very strongly when there's galactic energy shifting. Well, that's interesting. So we've got Marta saying, definitely seeing changes around me. And I don't know if there's anything going on YouTube, but hello to anybody that's watching us on YouTube.
I don't see any.
Yes, do share comments. We're watching you from here. That's good. So the other question I had then, so if we're noticing that there's a more powerful change, so technically, and we've been feeling this since last summer, that it's been building up and shifting and changing, and we've been working on abundance particularly and how to align more with it. So the question is then, how many of us watching now have actually aligned with abundance since this energetic ascension shift has all been happening? Because technically, as we ascend, we're meant to get more spiritual, more aligned. We should be therefore more aligned with abundance. So how many have noticed that they are becoming more aligned with abundance? And for us, before we explain what's been going on for us, I just wanted to ask Eva about money and the future. When you tune into the future, do you get a feeling that money is there? Is money the abundance measure of the future?
That's interesting, because when I went into a meditation, I think it was yesterday, and when I was going into the abundance frequency, I had to say whatever currency will be coming forth in the future. So I couldn't just specify money, like that I was made to change that in my thoughts, that whatever currency of exchange will be at that time in the future.
Cool. Alicia, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, sorry, I'll come back on but I was going to say that I feel the same way that you're saying with the currency might be just a little bit different, but I was thinking in the back of my mind, like, oh yeah, I think I felt that when I came here, I didn't understand the currency of physical cash money. So it's very interesting how I feel like that I'm maybe just learning on how to connect with that. And then, oh, what if it just passes you by and you're going on to a whole different currency that I have to integrate or remember and say, oh, I remember that one. That one feels more familiar than the actual physical cash money.
Perfect, because that's what I was thinking too. That's where I was heading with that. Because it's like we've been getting lots of signs saying abundance is coming. We're getting the cards, the all, you know, every time we ask for a sign, it's like, yes, you are abundant, you've got it. It's like, and then we're going, but I'm not sure I have got it. Is this really, like, it's not showing up in the ways of 3D that I'd expect it to show up. So that's why I was asking about the abundance. So Marta was saying that she's been getting palpitations. That kind of relates to the physical reaction, maybe to the magnet. And again, Marta, you can ask if it's the magnetic field shifts that you're feeling that because. So if there's no money in the future, then I'm thinking, why are we abundant? Like, why are we being told we're abundant when it's not necessarily a money thing? So again, anybody watching this on replay, to share how, you know, have you been told you're abundant by the signs, by your visions, by your guides, and yet you're not seeing it in the physical? Because I do feel like some of us are still too slightly, like as visionaries and leaders, we are still that little bit too aligned with the spirit realm, and we're still being served at that level. And part of what we're talking about today is how we're bringing that down into a much more human experience of that. And I'm wondering if the frequencies that we've been given is what, like you said, is the currency that we are dealing with in abundancy. So that we're being given a frequency, whether it be our spiritual gifts, that would make us abundant. Yes, okay, might not necessarily be making money yet, but the flow of the universe might think, yep, we're giving you abundance, we're giving you all these spiritual gifts. We're creating a frequency for you to feel well, for you to feel happy, for you to have this cosmic experience. And it could just be a misalignment between what we need on the earth versus what is available in the universe as we were as source beings. So what we're sharing tonight, I think, is this shift now that maybe you felt that you were deserving of abundance, that you've been doing all the work, you've been doing all the manifesting preparation, and you're now kind of thinking there's nothing left to do. Well, think of this now as shifting from this viewpoint of being slightly more galactic, starseed, more, I wouldn't say less human, but it is that kind of like illusion of that separation of the starseed versus the human. And I think what we're going to see is us bringing that physicality, that identity down into our physical bodies, and then connecting more with how to manifest as that combination of perfect balance of heaven on earth, that spirit within the human body. So it's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. But one of the things I know is that since the shift from soul purpose, soul mission to soul vision, That shift, when that happened a couple of weeks ago, was really about a new timeline and a life of choice. So imagine you've got like your life and you've got this one box, which was your sole purpose, which was kind of like predefined, and it was kind of like sat there in the corner. Then you go through all the other parts of your life and look at how aligned you are there to abundance. This bit was kind of more or less sorted. It was like a predefined fate, whatever box. That one's now being opened up to be whatever you want. So all the things you were saying about this probably didn't do much change to it. So if you were not stepping into your mission or your sole purpose, it might not have mattered before. But now, if you're not stepping into those things, you're going to start noticing if you're not aligned with it, it's all going to come crumbling down. And I think Eva's got some stories. She can talk about that in a moment. But if you've not been integrating these energies and you're not being focused on clearing out any thoughts, any beliefs, any misalignments in your life, the things that might have seemed reasonably safe before are now going to start tumbling down, because I think it's that vision now has free will. We've been told, yeah, okay, we're taking all the locks and the chains and making it free. You know, you're now spiritually liberated to choose. And you're sitting there going, but what do I want? What do I desire? I don't know. And then the whole lot's kind of just waiting for that manifestation. Throw in some of the magnetism boosts as well. And you've just got this perfect storm for some real chaos right now. So that kind of gives you the soul purpose and leads into the challenge of this time as well. So if you haven't sorted out your shadows, your false identities, your beliefs and your thoughts, they're all going to be able to sabotage you on levels that perhaps they weren't doing before. Seeing past the veil of your own creation by these identities and thoughts is going to be the challenge of this week. And I'm guessing this isn't going to just be this week, it's going to be something that's going to lead into the next few months. So if you've been creating negative experiences for yourself and thinking that you're doomed and everything's kind of like falling apart, then you can create that really easily right now with these extra magnetic fields that are available. And we have to be able to really focus our minds on what we want to focus on, what the solution is, how we're going to connect to the truth, how we're going to discern the truth from false information, getting past the mind fog, which is acting like a big bubble over our heads right now, which is not helping, seeing past the illusions. So Eva was mentioning before we came on about seeing people's lives crumbling. Did you want to share a bit more on that?
Sure, yeah. So it was this morning, and actually we were going in I was with another lady, and what it was showing me is that there's a storm brewing, and the storm was in our throat chakras. So there is a lot of like the old paradigms, the old illusions, and it seems like I always go back to the primordial times, right? So I just allow whatever happens. And so I saw the storm in the throat, and I felt it like it was almost like twirling around. So it's like when you're flushing a toilet, it was going down, but yet it was almost like we had to put like a sieve in there so that we kept the crystals of the essences of everything, our knowledge, our wisdom, and we just had to let go of the dirty water, the dirty infiltrations that we had to let go. And then what happened is when we were going down the spine, it's almost like the whole, like our spine, and it was like the hip bones, it all crumbled. It was just a mass crumbling, and I felt that was our old foundations are crumbling, yet underneath the rebel, the rebel, it was like starships, illuminated starships, and they were still alive, right? Because we activated all these illusions and these old paradigms for such a long time that they were still alive. Even though everything collapsed, there was still some of that was alive, and I had to get like a magnet to go in there and to bring out all these little spaceships and then just bring it back to divine creator. And then this is something that Trudy had come up with, is reforging. So I was reforging the spine, the old crumbling, and really beginning to, it said not reconstruct, it was new foundations. So it wasn't even a reconstruction, it was the building of that. We're all going to be building these new foundations. And I think you mentioned it earlier that nobody's done this before. So this is a whole lot of like light workers or whatever, and just really receiving what they need to receive and then sharing it with people, because even we've not been there. So how new and experiential is that? It will be for everybody. And it's really our job to just share it.
Exactly. How about you, Alicia? Because we can't see you.
No, I like everything that everyone's been sharing. I'm just going to read Jenny on YouTube saying that I've also been getting palpitations. And I know Marta said that too, correct?
Yeah.
I felt that when I read that, I kind of got that message that does it feel like that your heart's like kind of like aligning to a new heartbeat, to a new rhythm. It's, expanding to a new rhythm. And then meditation matters. Hi, it's Mandy here. I've done the work and the manifestations, and I'm getting the message. It's coming on its way into our physical. I've been given a download of how to do this, and I've been working on this, currently waiting for the physical evidence, which I'm told will be here in the very near future. So just wanted to share those messages.
Excellent. Yeah, that's a good message, actually, because Jenny just said, it's your Jenny, by the way. Yeah, I think I just worked that out. So yeah, with the meditation matters, Mandy, or what she's saying there is very much, I'd be curious to say, how long has it been waiting to come into the physical? That's my interesting thing, is that I've been getting that message for a long time, like all of last year. It's coming, and it's just what we've shared now on the strength might be the final piece to make it come. But yeah, there's definitely been a shift in how we do that and the crumbling that goes with it. So I think what Eva was talking about, with the reforging is part of what we've noticed, is that in the past, we've always been encouraged to release stuff, throw stuff away, but we're finding that there's little gems hidden within that, bits that we need to release, and is fishing those out now and using that to reforge. It's kind of like all of our past lessons, all of the pain of the past had a lesson in it and a bit of gold in it that we'd have to pluck out and then rebuild using those and throw away the rest. Unless it all goes back to that, closing the door to the old, moving into the future, but not throwing the baby out with the bathwater. I guess it's that balancing. So now that we understand what the problem is, we know that we're trying to work on connecting to this new energy of manifestation, this new magnetic grid that's coming online. We know that the iron templates have activated that from when they went in place over Christmas. And we know that the challenge is this getting past the mind fog, really clearing out the illusions and seeing what we do and don't want, which is a huge task in itself. That's what we've all been trying to do for so long. I do feel like it's getting easier to see some of the things that are quite deep, but oh, Mandy's saying that she got it about 6 weeks ago. And Mandy, your soul sister. Excellent. Yeah, 6 weeks ago. That was, yeah, that's interesting, the timing of that, because that's when the iron templates went in. So that would be perfect for that. So yeah, it's working with that new magnetic energy, understanding that all of the thoughts and your words in your head are going to start creating, and identities keep coming up as well. So it's not just the thoughts, it's the identities, and how we're going to work with the identities, removing those, because some of those can feel really drastic when you have to take them out. And we have to get through that phase of unhooking, feeling that crumbling, that complete wipeout before we then build up again. So what strengths have we noticed this week that are coming in to help us with this? So what we noticed was that we had we actually went in and we saw a physical shift of the treasury from the galactic realms to come down onto the physical realm. So a lot of our work is bringing down the galactic energies down onto the earth plane. And we saw the galactic treasury, which was the frequency that we used to work with, and coming down and being put on the earth, which was pretty amazing. And we're seeing this as the golden order. So when Mandy, with your manifesting, so start looking at the golden order and see what they offer you on your manifestation course. And with that information came a whole kind of set of frequencies that felt very much like, yes, we understand now what you need as a human. Remember, we had the emerald order come in last week, which was much more to do, yes, we understand what physical body you need to become this star seed integrated within the human body. This time it's the golden order coming in saying, and now we understand what resources you need, what abundance you need for this, for you to step up and to do your soul vision and to become a new earth leader and to create a legacy. You need resources for all of that in all sorts of ways. So that new energy has just come down and anchored down onto the planet. And the final thing that we were discussing was gamma rays. There was a lot of gamma ray from the Big Bang kind of energies coming to help clear some of that mind fog to get us to see more clearly. And whenever we release old identities, old memories, we're going to feel a bit lost and a bit disconnected for a while until the new identities are formed. And the final bit that we'll be talking about is the Acturians. The Acturians came up a couple of months ago because they have the templates and the plans for how to create a 5D Earth type experience. So I'm not saying it's going to be exactly aligned with what we're doing, but again, if you tune into the gamma rays, the Acturians and the golden order, they're the three frequencies that are your strengths this month to help us get into that energy of abundance. So I'm just going to hand over to who's going to go first, Eva or Alicia, about the golden order and what we saw with that.
No, I'll let Alicia go.
Oh, I'm not even too sure what I would say about the golden order other than
and it was you that actually saw them as gold when we called on the treasury and we asked who they were, like who was the Earth crew that were going to manage this on Earth. It was you that saw them as golden.
Yeah, so it's just that really almost felt like that reconnection with them. It was a surprise, but not a surprise type kind of feeling again. Again, they felt very honorable, same idea as that Emerald Order type feeling to me. And I remember that energy, that surge that came through me after seeing them, and really after we facilitated what we did with them. That whole day I can't even explain how I felt that day and the energy that was coming in and vibrating through me and just allowing myself to integrate it and reflect into it. Yeah, I really can't really speak much more into that because I don't really understand. I've never felt that, never experienced that before. That's how unique and different the frequency was to my remembrance, I guess you could say, in a human self.
And that's information in itself, because we can so easily get lost with some of these frequencies right now because we've got no terms of reference for them, that it's still good to express it because maybe somebody else has had that kind of feeling of, I think you said, was it coming home, you said? That feeling of like coming home, because I think that's watching you at the time. I remember seeing that kind of like realization of, oh yes, this is how it's done. Or that's why it hasn't worked before. It was kind of like paradigm shifting in your brain kind of going. And I know we laughed last time about the brain when we were doing some work previously, and we called them brain farts, when you get that paradigm shift where your whole brain just kind of like, just poof, yeah. And it's like, oh, I didn't see that coming. And yet it's so obvious, and yet it's so different. And it's kind of that process that we've been going through as well. So again, I guess we'll just watch the space and see how it develops over the next couple of weeks as we do this. But how about you, Eva?
Eva, it's hard, like Alicia said, it's what we see and what we do is so hard to put into physical words. But if I had to say anything about the Golden Order, it's just another generator coming in into our souls. Like what I found since I brought that in is like my soul, like it's almost like lit up. Like I could really feel my soul lit up, and I'm going in there to ask the question. So I feel it's more like an inner outer generator with inside of us going on.
And that kind of fits with the magnetic field in a way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's that kind of, yeah, it's a really interesting sensation when it switches like that, for sure. So has anybody else noticed when did we do that anchoring in? Was last Friday? It's getting like, time is just doesn't exist for me anymore. But I think that was last Friday. So have you guys noticed anything over the weekend where energies have been feeling a little bit more abundant, or that you've been feeling that there's more support for us? It's again, like last week we told you to call on the Emerald Order to say for any ascension symptoms or any health issues to call them and help now start recalibrating your body to hold more of your soul essence. This time you can call on the Golden Order to ask them and their frequencies to help you align more with your great vision and the resources that you need to do that. And I think also it's because, like I said, that soul vision has been taken away, or the soul purpose and mission have been taken away, and you've been left with this blank page to fill in for yourself, then that's where we have to activate that creation, our own creative mind and our own bigger than out of the box type thoughts, and start to get a way to document that. Because sometimes we have these ideas like we're talking about today, but we can't actually put them into words. And that's what we're being encouraged to do. And the Golden Order can help clarify and help guide us to find ways to express this new vision, which kind of goes back to your throat, because obviously the throat is how we're expressing, and the chaos in the throat is perhaps kind of what we're touching on today, is how do we express all of this? It's all new, we don't know. Mm-hmm. So we've got a message from Dana, and I'm saying Dana because I'm Welsh. It could be Dana. I meant to ask him before I mentioned his name aloud. Conscious evolution. Hello, much love to you. And I've not felt anything different in the energy coming through, but in the last couple of weeks, I felt a timeline shift also. Yeah, I think each time we notice one of these new integration to the ground, we're seeing it as a timeline shift as well, so that anybody who doesn't want it can carry on the old one, and then the new one creates. So I think if you remember, Eva spoke about stepping stones back in our New Year talk, where she saw lots of stepping stones, and I think these are the multiple timeline shifts that are going to have to happen. And as each one goes forward, that's why I said earlier that if you want to embody these energies, you have to make the conscious step onto the next stone, and that kind of relates to what Eva was saying. It's like a day. It's a long a day like the daytime. Don't you understand, Dana? It's long a day like the daytime. I might need that one rewritten. But we just catch up on some of the comments. And Eva and Alicia, if you've got anything else to add, let me know. So Marta says she loves your vision. That was the toilet one, I think. Sorry. But yeah, you know, that kind of flushing things away. And felt lighter, like a weight lifted somehow. And on YouTube, you've got meditation matter saying so powerful, it's getting stronger. Yeah, glad everybody else can sense into that as well, because, you know, it just confirms that. I think the more of us that name it, you know, I keep going back to this Rumpelstiltskin principle. When you name it and you see it, it can't disappear. So the more of us that are kind of saying we see it and coming together to say we see it, I think we're anchoring it in even more just doing that. Also, my future self has now been activated in my physical, and I have Acturian visits me to say she's here to help. I think that's Acturian. And I've been guided to bring in the law of magnetism too. So that's perfect then. Yeah, because that's definitely came in with the iron templates that were put in before Christmas. A long vowel sounding not as short. Oh, I see. He's telling me how to say Dana. It's long a day like the daytime. So Dana. Did I get that right? Dana, not Dana. Got it. Oh, that was a very cryptic message. That's funny. So guys, have you got anything else to add to the strength that we have this month? Other than our interference with our electricals?
Yep, definitely. I think we come when you said go back to that feeling of home. Yep, coming back more and more feeling like home here.
But on Earth, exactly. Yeah, more feeling of home, but actually here on Earth. Yeah.
So it's a whole new feeling.
Yeah, definitely. Because I know I can feel like home when I travel up on my visions up into the galactic realm and the quantum, but actually feeling at home on Earth, that's quite an interesting experience. But I know that also I'm suffering some of the magnetism stuff that's kind of making me feel a little uncomfortable at the same time. So cool. So hopefully you guys have got some ideas of energies, but, you know, do put on comments if you notice anything as time goes by, because we're all trying to keep a track of what's happening, and we're sharing with you what we're seeing to help you guys embody those energies a bit more and give some clues to you guys. But the summary of today really is that your essence is always creating. You've now got a blank page. Be careful what you put on that page. Even if it's just the tiniest dot of negativity, you know, it's going to kind of, the magnetic fields are going to be there to amplify it even more. And really focus on what you want now. Really build that story of your new life and ask for help. You know, whether it's cosmic help, whether it's people help, whether it's other people following the same path, just get together with people and ask for help. And choose which timelines you're stepping on. As this energy comes in, keep moving onto a new timeline. Keep asking what is the highest energy for you and what is the best timeline for you, and then keep consciously shifting and seeing where that leads. So Dana, oh God, this is going to be hard as a Welsh person who's phonetic. Dana is saying names are only temporary. So that's fine. But yeah, I was going meaning to ask you about that. So Medicated Marsha says, lovely to see you all and more confirmation of manifesting for the future. Yeah, it's exciting. It's kind of exciting to see what's happening. Once we can get past this brain fog, then I'd be looking forward to see what comes next for people. But yeah, if you're going through a chaos right now, it's part of the process, and see it as making way for something new to come your way. Okay, so I'll just hand over to Eva.
Perfect. Yeah, and the other thing that came up is don't ignore your visions. Your visions are being shown to you for a reason, for a message. Don't ignore them. Share them with somebody that can maybe help you, unencrypt it, or right, and make sense of it. So once again, thank you for sharing your time with us. If there's anything that you would like to speak about, put that in the chat. And those who signed up on this Zoom can remain on so that we could do a quick meet and greet. And there's several ways that you can stay connected with us, and everything will be posted below here. All the links will be there. And if you want more guidance to work through things that we've covered today, or there's something that you would like to work through, just connect with us, and then we can discuss your challenges with you. So once again, we really are so thankful for sharing your time with us, and we send you off with gratitude and much love till next time. Thank you, guys. This is where I have to make sure I press the right buttons, but hopefully see you next week, where we'll share more updates on where we're going. But yeah, there's a lot of shifts coming on, so the more we all tune in and share, I think the better it'll be for us all. Bye, guys.